Hey everyone, it's Jason. We got another DC deck building game. We have Crisis expansion number 4. So this is the one that ties into the Teen Titans set. Clearly see all the different Titans on the box there. So this one also adds a little bit of a twist that the other games do. So it has the Crisis cards, but instead of them being the regular crisis, they affect everybody. They're special personal crises. Should get a randomizer card here. And what that basically means is when you defeat so instead of having a crisis out all the time that everyone has to commit to and you have to beat that crisis before you can fight the villain, instead you defeat all the regular villains in the lineup. Then you take out the super villain, and then you draw a crisis card for yourself. And the thing is, you can end up with multiple crisis cards, and you have to try and solve them, or you have to keep taking their terrible effects. Alright, so let's check out our crisis heroes to begin with. We have Wonder Girl. Once during each of your turns, if you control 2 or more equipment, choose a player. That player may discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. These are always like a little bit more helpful cards. We have Superboy. During each of your turns, if you control 2 or more different superpowers, choose a player. That player draws a card. Starfire. During each one of your turns, if you control 4 or more different card types, choose a player. That player may destroy a card in their hand. Red Robin. During each of your turns, if you control 2 or more heroes, choose a player. That player may put an equipment from their discard pile on top of their deck. Raven. Well, I like that artwork. Each time you contribute to a crisis, you may put a card from the destroyed pile on the bottom of your main deck. Kid Flash. The second time you buy or gain a card during each of your turns, you may pass it to a foe's discard pile. If you do, draw an extra card at the end of your turn. Blue Beetle. Anytime a player is attacked, you may discard 2 ongoing cards you control. If you do, that player avoids the attack. And then finally, Beast Boy. During each of your turns, you may pass a card in your hand to a foe's hand. If you do, that player passes a card in their hand with a cost of less than or equal to your card to your hand. So you trade with somebody else. I'm assuming you probably asked them first. Being that it's co-op, but I suppose you don't have to. Alright, and then we got some brand new heroes. We have a new Flash. During each of your turns, you may add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. You may pay 1 less to buy that card this turn. Tempest. Each time you play an ongoing card, you may put a card worth cost 5 or less from your discard pile on top of your deck. Omen. Each time you discard an ongoing card you control from play, you may put it on the bottom of your deck. So again, they're getting back into the ongoing cards. We have Nightwing. During each of your turns, if you control 3 or more non-starter cards that share a card type, +1 power, and draw a card. Donna Troy, the original Wonder Girl. You may pay 1 less to buy defense cards. Each time you avoid an attack, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. And then finally, we have Arsenal. The first time you buy or gain a card from the lineup with the lowest cost among the cards in the lineup, each turn you may destroy a card in your discard pile. So you get a bonus for buying lower cards. It's kind of neat. Alright, let's look at our main deck. We're going to start with some villains. Stone. 2 power. Ongoing. Discard an ongoing card you control. Choose a foe. Attack. That foe discards an ongoing card of your choosing. Plague. +2. Discard an ongoing card you control. Each foe gains a weakness. Kind of neat that you're ongoing and then they let you discard ongoing to do stuff. Night Storm. 2 power. Discard an ongoing card. To choose a foe, that foe discards a card. Got a bunch of him. Mara Al Ghul. 2 power, ongoing, discard an ongoing card you control, +2 power. Blank, who has a giant U by his name. Ongoing. Oh, for Unity. Book. I forgot what Unity does. New keyword. Unity. Unity cards work better when other Unity cards are in play, causing them to grow more powerful as more of them are played over the course of the game. You can identify Unity by the word Unity appearing in the right hand of the card under the image. Also features a large U in their text, making them easier to spot. Alright, so then let's see here. For example, you play Biometric Suit. There are currently no other Unity cards in play, but the suit's own ability generates 1 power. Due to the suit itself being played. On a later turn, Titans Together, while Biometric Suit is in play, generates 3 power, plus 2 from Titans Together, triggering its own ability, and 1. Okay. So basically cards that work together. So, Blank here is just, doesn't do anything, because he's blank, but he has Unity, so he'll gain a bonus with other Unity cards. We have Warm Embrace. Plus 4 power, choose a foe. That foe may destroy a card in their hand or discard pile. Vigilant Guard. Defense. You may discard a card to avoid an attack. You may choose a foe. If you do, that foe also avoids the attack. If you don't choose a foe, draw a card. Titans Together. So here we go. Ongoing. Each time a player plays a Unity card, including this one, that player gains plus 2 power. So it's only every time they play it, so that blank card wouldn't do anything outside of the first time they played it. Interesting. We have Infinity Island. Ongoing. The first time an ongoing card enters your discard pile during each of your turns, you may put it into your hand. Wally West. Ongoing. Each time a player plays a Unity card, including this one, that player draws a card. There's a lot of ongoing effects, but the Unity doesn't seem to matter if they're ongoing. Omen. Each time a player plays a utility card, that player may destroy 1 card in their hand or discard pile. Donna Troy. 3 power, defense. Reveal this card from your hand to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card and then discard it unless you discard an ongoing. I love all the ongoing effects. Damian Wayne, plus 2 power. You may discard any number of ongoing cards you control. Draw a card for each card discarded this way. Ooh, a birthday cake. Plus 3 power, choose a foe. That foe draws a card. Oh, how nice. Water Bearer. Plus 2 power. You may put the next ongoing card you buy or gain this turn into your hand. Yeah, that's a very Aquaman effect. The Biometric Exosuit. Ongoing. Each time a player plays a Unity card, that player gets 1 power. And we have Ancient Map. Ongoing. Once during your turn, with a top card of your deck, you may discard that card. Destroy 2 Ancient Map cards you control. Put each card in your discard pile into your hand. Well, there's only 2 Ancient Maps, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if you could get like, the Clayface card, which would copy that. That'd be interesting. Alright, now we got some impossible mode villains. We're gonna figure out why these are backwards. So we should have, just 1 sec, I like to try and keep these in somewhat order. Alright. Sorry about that. So we have Slade Wilson. So we have the Impossible Mode version. He has a Flash suit on, Speed Force suit. At the start of each of your turns, you may discard up to 2 cards and then draw that many cards, which is a Speed Force ability. Ongoing stack. After a player shuffles their discard pile, if they have a personal crisis, they gain a weakness. Then we have Crisis Troya, which is interesting, because usually the crisis is only the final character, not like a secondary one. 4 power. First appearance attack. Each player gains a personal crisis, then destroys the top card of the main deck for each crisis they have. Oh boy. Harvest. You may gain each hero in the lineup and put them into your hand. If you choose not to, 3 power. Attack. Each player destroys a hero they control and a hero in their hand. For each, you cannot gain a weakness. The Clock King. Oh, that's hilarious. His old outfit. Each player may gain equipment in the lineup and put them into your hand. If not, 3 power. Each player destroys an equipment they control and equipment in their hand. If they cannot, gain a weakness. Cheshire. You may gain up to 3 cards for the cost of 3 or less from the lineup. Put them in your hand. If not, 3 power. Each player destroys a card with a cost of 1, 2, or 3 they control and 1 in their hand. For each, you cannot gain a weakness. Oh, these guys are handing out weaknesses left and right. Simon. With the top 7 cards of your deck, draw 2 of them, put the rest back in the order. Attack. Each player destroys 2 cards in their hand, then passes each other card in their hand to the player on their left. The Brain and Monsieur Mala. 3 power and draw a card. Each attack. Each player flips a superhero face down while this villain is defeated. Each player may gain a weakness if you do flip your hero face up. Terra. Once during each of your turns, you may destroy a card you played this turn or in your discard pile. Attack. Each player destroys 2 cards they control. For each card, you cannot gain a weakness. Brother Blood. 3 power and an additional 1 power for each villain in the lineup. Attack. Each player reveals the top 3 cards of their deck. Pass 1 to the discard pile of each player on your left to destroy the rest. Blackfire. Starfire's sister. You may gain each superpower in the lineup, put it in your hand. If not, choose get 3 power. Each player destroys a superpower they control and a superpower in their hand. It cannot gain a weakness. Alright, and we have another Crisis villain. We have Crisis Dr. Light. Draw a card for each different color amongst the cards in play. Attack. Each player reveals 4 cards from the top of the main deck. At each villain revealed, disfigure the lineup, destroy the others. Crisis Superboy Prime. 2 power. Gain a card from the destroyed pile. Attack. Each player gets a personal crisis, then discards a card for each crisis they have. And then finally, we have Crisis Trigon. Unavoidable attack. Each player gains a personal crisis. Ongoing crisis. Trigon costs 5 more to defeat for each personal crisis in play. 5 more per. Holy crap. And then he automatically gives everyone one to begin with. Yeah, Trigon's an a-hole. Alright, then finally we have our personal crises, which are listed as blue or orange instead of blue, just to help separate them. So these go towards each player versus being a global effect. So we have Weakened Heart. Each time you buy or gain a non-villain from the lineup, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. To beat a player must buy or gain 2 or more non-villain cards during their turn. Villainous Lineage. Each time you buy or gain or defeat a villain, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. Players may contribute villains they buy, gain, or defeat to the crisis. Contribute 3 villains, so other players can help. Unrequited Love. Discard each hero you control. You can't play heroes, contribute 2 heroes. Unappreciated. Each time you contribute to a crisis, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. Contribute 3 cards at the cost of greater or 1. Trial by Combat. Each time a villain enters the lineup, attack, you discard a card. Too many bolded things, it threw me off. To beat, contribute a defense card. Survivor's Guilt. Each time a weakness or starter you own is destroyed, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. Beat. 2 cards owned by players must be destroyed during a turn. Sudden Loss. Discard each ongoing card you control. Ongoing. You can't play ongoing cards, but contribute to ongoing. Out of Control. Each time you draw 1 or more cards during your turn, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. To beat, 3 or more cards must be drawn during a player's turn. Malfunction. Discard each equipment. Can't play equipment. Contribute to equipment. Insecure. Discard each card with a cost of 5 or greater you control. You can't play cards with a cost of 5 or greater. Contribute a card with a cost of 5 or greater. Ha, Damien. Inflated Ego. Discard each card with a cost of 1, 2, or 3. You can't play cards with a cost of 1, 2, or 3. Contribute 2 cards with a cost of 1, 2, or 3. And then Depower. Discard each superpower you control. You can't play superpowers. Contribute 2. So these ones aren't so bad to beat. This is kind of like Crisis 3 had, I think, some easier ones because they had a lot more cards that were contributing. This one's also, I think, a little bit easier too because, like, I have to discard my cards. Okay, that weakens me. I can't play them, so I may as well contribute them. I think, like, the first two Crisis Expansion 1 and 2 were probably the hardest ones. And then they just got a little bit easier. Alright, so that's Crisis Expansion 4. Kind of flew through that one a little bit quicker. A lot of ongoing cards which are really fun. Again, I always wish there was a really simple or easy way to mix and match cards in here. So you can like, oh, I like more ongoing cards. Yeah, you just play this deck. Add this to the Teen Titans. But it'd be neat if there's a way to, like, add cards from every single game easily, because you can't just pick and choose your favorite cards, because then you might end up with too many high cards or too many low cards. I'll have to go online and see if someone has a better variant or solution for this, but I doubt it. It just wasn't designed that way. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.